Talk Time with Reid Moriarty.
You're the creator of the Cleveland International Film Festival.
That's true, yeah.
So, John, let's start with some movie questions.
Uh-oh.
Do you have a favorite movie about politics?
Oh, that's a very interesting question because most people say, what's your favorite movie? And I always find that a very unfair question because I have different favorite movies, different comedies, different dramas. I never was asked about politics, so give me a moment. Maybe All the President's Men, but I hadn't thought about that. If I can tell you that among my favorite movies is Casablanca, which is indirectly about politics, but probably not with the kind of political film you might have thought I would have said.
All right, Casablanca.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have a favorite comedy?
I like Woody Allen comedies, and not any one jumps out at me. I also am a big fan of the Marx Brothers films. I like Duck Soup very much. That was among my favorite comedies.
Of course. Do you have a favorite drama?
Ooh, now you're getting me. This is hard. I like the films of Ingmar Bergman very much. They're very intense, very demanding, and I'm trying to draw maybe a film called Wild Strawberries would fall within the definition of a drama.
So, John Foreman, I'm a full screen fan. Do you prefer widescreen or full screen?
I prefer seeing movies in movie theaters, but the truth of the matter is, in either format, either wide or full screen. But so many people today now watch movies on their little iPhones or their iPads. They don't realize what they're missing by not seeing a movie in a movie theater. Sitting there with people and reacting with the people and laughing if it's a comedy or crying if the film is an emotional film. To watch a film by yourself, I unfortunately watch lots of movies by myself because that's how they're sent to me. But you're denied that whole social experience too. But to see it, great sound on a big screen is really a special experience.
All right. So, John, have you ever met Siskel and Ebert?
Actually, I had the opportunity to meet them both. It was among my favorite shows. Was always watching their movie rating show because they spoke intelligently about their likes and dislikes about movies rather than just dismissing them and saying, oh, that wasn't very good. They would have a reason why a movie wasn't very good, or they would tell you why it was a film that you should really seek out. They argued intelligently. They didn't just say, you're stupid, that's a dumb argument. They would say, no, you missed the point. And they would always elaborate on their differences, and they had deep respect for each other, but clearly there are times when they really disliked each other. And that's an answer to your question. That was a documentary, and I'm sorry I can't remember the name of the film. Somebody made a documentary on Roger Ebert, who was dying, and the filmmaker recorded speaking with him and his reflections on films, and he spoke with great passion about Gene Siskel, who had predeceased him, and he admitted that it broke his heart that Gene never told him that he had cancer, and he was dying of cancer. It's interesting you brought them up because many people will not know who they are, and the whole concept of today of thumbs up, thumbs down comes from these two critics. It's ubiquitous.
All right. So, John Foreman, what makes a quality film in your opinion?
Oh, man. You've done your homework. These are tough questions. If a movie doesn't engage me in the first 20 or 30 minutes, then there's something wrong. I can't tell you what it is if it's...
So tell me a favorite story about the Cleveland International Film Festival, John.
Oh, man. There are several. We once brought the star Peter Falk into town to appear for his film A Woman Under the Influence, and he missed his plane. He was coming from Washington, D.C., and we were in a panic because we had sold a lot of tickets for people who wanted to meet him, and there was a private dinner for him, and so on and so forth. And we found a man who was a private pilot who offered to fly to Washington to pick up Mr. Falk and his wife and brought him back. And I thought that was incredible that we pulled that off. And we were never charged for that experience either. So it was wonderful.
He is in The Princess Bride.
You have this wealth of movie information.
So what makes a film festival international, John?
Probably the decision to show films from around the world. I made a conscious decision when we started Cleveland Film Festival. In fact, our first so-called mission statement was to show the films that otherwise would not come to Cleveland. That was how we built it. And we had, the first year had 8 films from 8 different countries, including the United States. But so the answer to the question is showing films from countries that you weren't aware are actually making movies in this day and age.
That's awesome, John Foreman. Last question. People say Cleveland is a movie town because of you. What do you hope your legacy will be?
I'm flattered by that, first of all, and I think that while I will take some of the credit for that very generous comment and compliment, I just started the ball rolling. The environment was right when I started the film festivals.
Anything you like to ask me?
I want to know how you got interested in movies. Why are you so passionate about movies?
Movies make me happy.
There you go. Okay, and that's true for a lot of people. But are there movies that make you unhappy, make you sad? No.
No.
Even if you watch a depressing movie or a disturbing movie?
Well, Chee Chee Bang Bang.
Well,
in the movie Chee Chee Bang Bang, there's a sad song, Lovely Lonely Man, that truly scrumptious sings. But at the end of the movie Chee Chee Bang Bang, it makes me happy when Caractacus and Truly get married.
Well, then you're choosing movies correctly. I like when movies get under my skin and really draw out an emotion. I'm just thinking when I watched Schindler's List for the first time. It's a very emotional movie, and at the end, when they bring out the survivors of the Holocaust versus those that were being portrayed in the movie, it was very, very moving. And there are other movies like that really, when the movie ends and the lights come up, you see people wiping their eyes and taking out their handkerchiefs, and because the movie has been done in a very meaningful and a powerful way, then that draws out that kind of an emotion in a person.
Thank you very much, John Foreman.
Thank you for asking me.
It was nice talking to you.
Talk Time with Reid Moriarty.